What if I told you that you can build your own AI chatbot right in your browser using just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? And guess what? No backend, no framework, just clean beginner friendly code. So hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we will build this beautiful AI chatbot step by step using pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So you will also learn how to connect it with a AI API like Google Gemini. So let's test it out. Let's say hello. Yeah, it's typing. Okay, yeah, you can see it's replying on its own. So let's ask it to tell me a fact. So okay, there's a typo. Okay, no, fine. AI will get it. Okay, you can see AI is telling us a fact. So you can ask anything like what is your name. You can see it is replying on its own. So we are going to build this today. So let's start it by creating our HTML file. So let us first of all create a directory named AI Chatbot. We'll be going into this directory and go to Visual Studio Code and then create our index.html here, index.html, then style.css, then one more script.js. So let us first start with our HTML part. So we'll use this snippet, change the title to AI Chatbot. Then first of all, we'll have our div, which will be the container, chat container with class name. Then inside this chat container, we'll first have our header. Here inside the header, we'll have one h1, and here I will type AI Chatbot. And also I can add one icon here, a robot icon, you can say. For that, type Windows dot. You can see it is already there. Then after the header, we'll have our chat box. For that, I will take a div and give it the ID. ID will be chat box. Inside this chat box, and also it will have one class, so the same name, chat box. Now inside this div, we'll be designing our chats from the user and from the AI. So first of all, we'll have one, and let us see while building as well. So for that, I'll be using our live server, and it is mandatory to use here, because we'll be sending some requests. So live server is suitable for that, or else you will get an error. So I will recommend use live server whenever you are building this project. So go here and press go live. So you can see it is appearing. Let us split our screen so that we can see our chatbot. So now, yeah, where we are creating our chats for the user and the bot. Then here I will give it a class. One common class will be there, that is message. And first of all, I will create for user message, and here we'll type hi. After this, I'll copy and paste it, and I'll just change this one and give it bot. And yeah, it will also be let it be high. Then yeah, for that, for this to message, it will be enough. Now next, I'll create the input. So I'll give it a class input area. Inside this input area, I'll take one input and I will close it, and it will be type text. Then I'll give it an ID user input, because it will be used by user to type text and AI will respond. The placeholder will be uh, type your message. Yeah, and along with this input we'll have one button, and here in the button it says send, and it will have one ID that will be send btn. Yeah, that's it. That's all HTML we need. Now we'll be moving on to our CSS, and before that we have to connect this CSS with our file. So for that we'll be using link tag. Link, here it will be style sheet, and href style.css. Yeah, that's it. Now let's start creating our CSS. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to give some default style for all. That is, margin will be 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box, and font family. Yeah, now we have to include font. Let us include some Google fonts. Uh, so what should I use? Pensions, Montserrat. Yeah, that will be better. Where to get here? Where to get? Let's get the font. Okay, get embed code, import. Just copy this. Let's get. Oh, it's happening. Okay, so you have to include it here. Then I'll include it here now. Font family, it will be Montserrat. Yeah, and if it is not there, then I'll be success. You can see that font has been changed. So after this we'll still style our body. So for body I have some styles already designed, like gradient color, and I have picked it up from here. The gradient, yeah, see, I have used this one. You also you can generate your own gradient background and use it here. So I'll be using it directly from here. For saving time, I just pick it the colors. You can see, yeah, that's the background I intend for. After this background color, and I have to set text color to some dark gray, you can say. Yeah, that's it. Then I'll make it a flex, display flex, justify content center, and align item center so that it come at the center. And I'll give it a height of 100 VH so that it take the whole screen. Okay, I can see this is at the center of the screen. And that's all for our background. Now after this, sorry, that's all for our body. Now I will style our chat container. Chat container. So first of all, I will give it a width of 400 pixel and height of 600 pixel. Then background, I will give this one I already selected. I'll just paste it here. Then yeah, you can see the background here, and it has some transparent property because of this opacity, sorry, alpha. Okay, then we have our backdrop filter. I'll give blur so that the background get blur, and give it some transparent effect. Blur 10 pixel. You can see it has some transparent effect here. And then I'll give it a border 1 pixel solid, and for this also I've selected the color. I'll just copy this and paste it here. You can see there's a little bit of border, you can see. After this we'll have our border radius, which will be 15 pixel. Yeah, it looks great. Then I'll give some box shadow here, 0, 8 pixel, 32 pixel, 0, and for this also I have selected color. I'll just copy this and paste it here. Okay, you can see a little bit of shadow is there. Then I will make it a flex, then flex direction will be column, so that it all comes in one line. Then overflow I'll give hidden, so that it doesn't go out of this border. Okay, yeah, that's all for our chat container. Now let's move on to our header. Here I'll give it a background. Same, I will select it from here and paste it here. You can see there is some transparent like background here because of this alpha is 0.1. And then I'll give color, it will be white. Text will be white here first. Then I'll give a padding of 15 pixel. Text align center, and it will have a shadow of it, 0, 0, 5 pixel. And for this I will select this one, paste it here. You can see there is a shadow of this text. Yeah, that's it for our header. Now let's style our chat box. Here first of all it will have flex 1, so that it stretch its area, how much area left it will take it. Then overflow y will be auto, padding as same 15 pixel, and also background I'll give it a transparent background. Okay, you can see it is a transparent background. Now that's our chat box. Now we have this messages, we have to style this messages here. So first the common class I will select, and here also I'll give margin 10 pixel and 0. So you can see it will have 10 side by side and 0 up and down. Then we have to give some padding, 10 pixel. Yeah, you can see it has some spaces now around it, and I'll give it a border radius of 10 pixel, max width of 80%. Then I will give it a line height of 1.4. And last I'll give it a box shadow, 0, 1 pixel, 3 pixel, and same I will pick color from here, can see it has nice shadows and UI. You can see transparent background because of this one, and this is the shadow, little bit of light shadow, as it has a 0.1 alpha. Okay, this is the common style for this both user and bot message. Now we'll add some separate CSS for both of it. So first we'll select the user message. For user message we have background, same here. I'll copy paste it. You can see it has a nice blue background now. And also the text color I want to give is white. Yeah, it looks great. And align self, I will give flex end so that it get at the right side, and margin left, last thing. Yeah, so since the margin is auto, now it's taking this class, so I'll just put it after it. Okay, you can see this is the user message. Now we'll move on to bot message. For this we'll have background, as I already selected. I'll just paste it. I'm doing this to save time. So you can see it is a nice background now with white color, and here the text color will be that our normal grayish color. You can see, yeah, dark gray you can say. Then we have align cell. I will give it a flex start so that it stayed at the left side and it stayed from the right side. Okay, so yeah, that's our bot message. Now we have to style our user input and input area. Okay, so let's go input area first. So inside the input area, first we'll display flex, then I'll give it a padding 10 pixel, then background, I'll just copy this, paste it here. Okay, you can see there's nice background, like transparent color. Then yeah, that's all for this area. Now we have to give style to our input. So as we have give it a ID, so let's use hash input. So for this it reflects on so that it takes all the spaces after the button take the space. So flex 1. Okay, you can see it is taking the whole space after the button, how much the button take the width, the left will be taken by this user. After that, now we'll give it a padding of 10 pixel, then border give 1 pixel solid. I'll select it from here again and I'll paste it here. Yeah, you can see there's a nice border it has now. Then we have our to give it a background color. So well, this is the last color we need here. Okay, yeah, you can see it is a nice background now. And one more thing, you can see there's an ugly outline is there, so which need to be removed. So outline, I'll give none. Now there is no outline now. The last thing I want to give, it's a border radius of 8 pixel. You can see, yeah, it really look nice now. Now last thing left is this button. Now we will target this button now. Let's send btn. So here first of all I will give it a background of some bluish color which I have already selected, that's 007. It will be hash color, not RGBA. Yeah, that's the background I want to give it. Then text will be white, then it will not have any border, so I'll give border none. You can see start looking nice now. Then I'll give it a padding 10 pixel, then 15 pixel, then margin left 10 pixel, and I'll give it a border radius same 8 pixel. Okay, now the cursor need to be changed as it is a button, and also I'll give it a transition so that when we hover here it will get some kind of transition effect. So transition background, I want to change the background for 0.3 second. Okay, so now on hover I will add some background, sand ptn on hover. I'll change the background to 005 fcc. So now when you hover you can see the color changes. So yeah, that's the UI we need. Now the last thing we need is its brain, that is our script, that is JavaScript. So and we will be adding this message using JavaScript. Okay, so let us first select the elements, like const chat box, as we have to update this chat box here as we our conversation move forwards. Document dot get element by id. We just need to type the name. After that we'll select our user info. Now for last we have to select our button where we will be clicking here. So send ptn, get element by id, send button. So this three thing we need here. Then we have to add some event listener to this button first, so that whenever we click on this button and the AI get trigger and we get the reply. So let us start from there. Send button on click. So we'll create one function here, and that will be async function. Async to the arrow function. Now here first of all we'll get our message first, const message. So whatever we type we need to know user input dot value. So whatever text we will type here we'll get it here. So this is user input value, and I'll trim it for extra spaces. Trim. So now let's test it. Log our message. So we'll open our console here, then let's type hi. Okay, so also we need to connect our script here first. Script src script.js. That's it. Now let's test it. Hi, you can see we are getting the reply here. So this is working. Now after this, if let's put a check here, if message is equal to empty, if it is empty, then we'll just stop the function from calling here itself. Just return it, and it will return, and it will not move further. So after that, we'll create one function which will add the message in the chat box, and the name of the function will be add message. Here we'll send the message and the class from where it is coming, if it is a bot or the user. User message. So let's create our function here. Let us create the function here. Function add message. Here first of all we'll be having our message and the class name. Message class name. So yeah, we'll be using here const message div, means this will be one div, we'll be sending it here, will be a task appending it to the chat box. So message div, will create one div document dot create element div. Then this div will have class, so I'll be using some class dot class list add. First of all we'll add this class message and one more class which will be sending it from here, that is user message, which is your class name. So there will be two classes as we already know. Okay, so here it will get added. Then again text content, and this message will be added inside this div as a text. So text content will be the message. Then we'll append this to the chat box. So append child, and it will be message div. And also when we type this message, it will scroll at the message. So scroll stop will be the chat box message, sorry, scroll height to be till the scroll height. So now let's test it if it is working or not. Test. Yeah, you can see the text is coming in our chat box, which is getting appended here. Now after this we have to make this input empty. So what we'll do, user input dot value will be empty string. Okay, so once we'll type something like test, press, so you can see it is empty now. Then what we have to do, we have to show the reply here. So we have to create another function to get the reply, const typing div. So we have to give some effect till we get the response. There should be some kind of text here so that user can see that AI is typing. So that function we need. So it will be typing div, and it will be a function which will be returning that text, show typing. So let us define it here. And there is no parameters, so it will be empty. Now here what we'll do, typing div will be our, again we'll create document dot create element. It will be the div, again typing div, will give a class list, add. Now here we'll add it will be from the bot side, so message comma, it will be bot message. Okay, so that it get class of this one. Okay, then typing div dot text contain, it will have some text as well. And what text should I give? Like, it will be better if I give like this: AI is typing dot dot dot. Okay, now the last thing we have to do is we have to append this, append child, we will be typing div. So yeah, that's it. And one more thing we have to do, we have to make the scroll as also. So chat box scroll height, or you can say scroll top, it will be chat box dot scroll height. So the top will be the height, and also we have to return it so that we can get it here. Return the typing div. So this is the typing div we'll be getting here. Then we'll be using this typing div below. So first of all, now we have to get the reply from the bot, like bot reply, and we have to create again one function here, reply. So for now, just I will keep it like this. Then typing div will get remove if you get the reply from here. So once you got the reply, the typing div will remove this one. Then we'll add message. We'll add what? That bot reply, and the class will be bot message. And then just test this first. Let's see how it works. Hello, you can see this is the reply we are getting here, is appending with the bot reply. Yeah, then one more thing, in order to save this, you can see as you reload, this text get removed. We will add this to our local storage. So I want to store it as a local storage dot set item. Here I will give it a name chat history, and it will all chat inside the chat box dot inner HTML, all the HTML inside it. So it will get set to the local storage, it will not get removed. And also you can see hello, it is not happening anything when you hit enter, it is only working when you hit send. So for that, what I will do, like user input dot add event listener, I will add event listener here, which will be key press, and on key press we'll hit a function, anonymous function, and if means if event dot key, if key is equal to enter. Okay, not single, if it is enter, then what we will do, we will trigger a click event, send button dot click. So let's check if it works. Hello, hit enter. Yeah, you can see it's working and we are getting the reply so instantly. Now we have to create a function to connect the API with our chatbot. So in order to get the API, you must have the Gemini Premium, as I already have Pro version. So for that, and if you have, then if you want to access the API, you just need to go to Google or AI Studio. Yeah, Google AI Studios. Here Gemini API key, get started. Then what you have to do, you have to go this dashboard here, you'll get the API key here. You have to create your project and you will get the API key here. You have to click here, you will get an option. You'll get a pop-up where you'll have the API key of yours. I can't show you, it's quite confidential. Okay, and where you will get the API, you just type Gemini API. You can see your Gemini API. Explore documentation. Here go to API reference. So here you will find all the APIs and all the versions and all the Gemini versions here. You can walk through this doc and you'll see this kind of response we get when you hit this APIs and all. So just go through it, you will know what to do and how, and go through my tutorials and you will know how to apply this API in your projects. So let's start. So the function name I want to give is get bot reply, and it will be async await function. So I will use await get bot reply. Okay, so now let's define it above. Function get bot reply. Here we will be sending the message we are typing here, so that we get the reply according to that message. Okay, and also it will be a async function, so we have to add async here. Async await. So you can see, yeah. So that's fine. Here we'll type it, user says, as it will be coming from the user. So yeah. So then what we'll do, you can add the API in this page as well, or you can create some environmental file where you can store the API safely. But in order to show you, I'll just keep it separate, but I can't show you the API. I can show you just how it works. Like the URL will be like this. This I have selected. You can select of your own from the doc as I have shown you. Here string, then here question mark key. Here you have to put the key, API key. This is our URL, and I will be putting our API key somewhere in separate file. Now I put my API key in my config file, you have to hide it. So I have to import it here. Import API key from /config.js. Now we'll be using this API key here. Okay, yeah. Then now we'll be adding our try catch block to get response and check errors. So try catch, here it will be error. So first of all we need response, so I will take a variable named response, then await fetch URL. We'll be using our URL, and here all will be the methods. Method will be post, comma, then header. Here it will be an object, then content type will be application slash JSON. Okay, that will be our header. Then our body, it will be, we'll stringify it, so JSON stringify contents. As I already show you the response here, you can see that contains inside this the very simple one. Inside this contains, it is an array, then we have our parts, then we have our text. It is something inline data, some separate. For text, you can see here contains parts text, so you have to do it here as well. So inside the contents, again it will be an array, an object. Inside here it will be parts, then again there will be an array, object, and it will be text. Okay, so the text will be our user message. So let's double check it. Listen, stringify contains parts text. Yeah, that's it. Now let's check if we get any response, and we have to wait for the response as well. So we'll store the response somewhere in another variable, that's data await response dot JSON. So let's log it. Data. Okay, so now let's go to our application, type hi, send. Okay, 403, I don't have access to this. No, I'm getting the data error. Method doesn't allow. Okay, call it permission denied. Okay, let's check what's wrong here. Post content type okay, here is it, the key. Sorry, there was a typo, so sorry for that. Now let's type again hi. It should work. Yeah, we're getting the response. Okay, it's data, candidates, there is an object, array, then object, then parts. Here, hi there, how can I help you today? This is the response we'll be using to show in the text. Okay, so I hope you are getting it till here. So now we're getting the data. Then if we have to apply some checks, if the response is not okay, like response dot okay is not okay, then what we have to do, we have to log some error, console dot error, this API error. and the error will be the message itself or the data we are getting from the response. Okay, and we'll return some message like data dot error dot message. The error message will be returned, and it will be shown in that response here itself. We'll go and get this response and we'll append it here. Or if we don't have the response, then we'll just type the response error fetching response. Okay, so now let's check if by doing something wrong here, like method. Okay. Now let's type hi. You can see this is the error we are getting here. Okay, so that's fine. It is not storing. Yeah, we are storing it, but we are not getting the data, or we will do it later. Then after this we have to return when we get the value, return, and what will be returning, as we already shown you here, like this response from here. Now data dot candidates, this one, it will be always there, and it will be the first element of the array, so 0. Then we have our content, and then we have parts, then again it will be the first element, so we'll select the first element, and inside it we have our this text, so we're returning this. Or I will means if there is response which is not understood by us, then I will put some default value like sorry get that. So when there is no response, it will just say sorry, I couldn't get that. So let's test it here. Okay, sorry, we didn't make it content. So now let's hi. Yeah, you can hi there, how can I help you? We're getting the response here. So till here it's working fine. We are storing the data, but we are not getting it. Okay, so you have to do it here in the beginning. So first, whenever the window get loaded, window dot on load, then I will hit a function here. Inside it, first we'll get the saved chat, then here we'll take local storage dot get item, and it will be the chat history. So now let's see we are getting the chat history or not. Save chat. Okay, yeah, we're getting the saved history. So what we have to do, we have to save. If first let's put a check, if save chat is there. Okay, so that then chat box dot inner HTML will get populated by the set, as it was the inner HTML only, you'll get the set chat. Okay, and chat box will scroll top to the chat box scroll height. Chat box scroll height. Okay, so now you can see it is loading the data here. Then again I will say tell me your name. So AI is typing. I don't have name, so you can see it's working really perfect now. So all the thing is working great, and that's it. You have just built your own AI chatbot clone using pure HTML CSS and JavaScript and Gemini API and all. So no backend is required here. And if you enjoyed this project, hit like, subscribe and comment that AI chatbot. Comment AI chatbot if you want me to add voice replies or memory next. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.